Hey there, folks. Voice of a Generation Paul Wedding here. With me, as always, Leopold Knopp. And this is the Open Bar Review. Today we're reviewing Spectre. Tell me all about Spectre, Leo.
Spectre follows James Bond, played by Daniel Craig for the fourth time. He is instructed by the previous M, Judi Dench, the one who died in Skyfall, to find someone and kill him, and then attend the funeral. And the story just kind of goes from there. He uncovers the mysterious organization Spectre, which is actually behind Quantum from the previous films. Actually was Quantum from the previous films. It's just taken MGM this long to reacquire rights.
Thanks for reminding me what Spectre was about, because honestly, I saw it a few days ago and I already forgot a lot of it.
It's a very forgettable movie. Spectre is one of those movies where you may like it coming out of the theater, but it gets worse and worse in retrospect, because it's really not that great.
I will say it's beautifully shot. It's very pretty to look at. There's a lot of great set pieces. I even enjoyed a lot of the action, a lot of very good fight scenes in the movie. But the plot was just kind of dumb.
The plot was pretty fucking stupid. This Daniel Craig string of Bond movies, they really just have no idea what they want to be as a series. They really have no idea whether or not they want it to be a story arc or not.
It seems like they want to tie it in every now and then, but it seems like it also wants to try and be its own thing, and it flip-flops between the two.
They're trying to tie Skyfall
into the rest of the series.
Into Quantum Solace Casino Royale retroactively.
And how well they did that is very debatable.
It's not very debatable at all. They did a very terrible job doing that. Yeah, Spectre was controlling all that too, because, he's just that bad of a dude. Something that I did like about it, though, that kind of ties in, is Sam Mendes, returning after directing Skyfall, genuinely seemed to be trying to do something very different with this movie, and I kind of respect that. They've been making new Bond, Daniel Craig Bond, fresh by having him adhere to some of the series traditions and avoid some other ones, and they kind of inverted that in Spectre. He adhered to different traditions and eschewed different ones this time. And they tried to do something different with the action where there was no music. Normally with Bond movies there's na-na just through like all of the action scenes.
Very obnoxious horns.
And like it's not bad. Like it's kind of the iconic part of the series. But here, in many of the action scenes, it's just dead silent, and it creates this kind of bleak feel. And I really liked it. I didn't like it, but I appreciated what they were trying to do. I appreciated that they were trying to do something different.
I agree there were aspects of trying to do something different, but I feel like it was very wishy-washy on how different I wanted to be, because there were a lot of formulaic parts of it that were still happening, such as you had the typical henchman, and you had the villain who claimed to be really smart, and in the end just made some really dumbass mistakes.
Let's talk about the villain. These are technically spoilers. Christoph Waltz's character is Ernst Stavro Blofeld. Obviously.
Sure. I was excited for him because obviously Christoph Waltz is really one of the best actors working today, in my opinion.
Of course, and he's...
I thought his intro into the movie was amazing. I thought it was incredibly done. But once they actually started getting into the character, once he was taken into the spotlight, you started to see the cracks. And it was just...
the cracks.
And he was very underutilized. It didn't feel... This whole movie felt like an introduction, specifically to his character, because it's just very unfulfilled. It feels like a setup to the next movie for me.
There are a lot of those elements there. He didn't really have an opportunity to take over the movie the way he did in Inglourious Basterds.
He wasn't in it that much.
And he was just kind of shadowy. I'm pulling strings. When these were like impossible strings for him to pull.
So, do you think they could pull it off for the next Bond movie? Because I think there's a chance for the next Bond movie to be really great if they keep Sam Mendes and they keep Christoph Waltz in the main antagonist role.
There's going to have to be a whole story arc with getting Daniel Craig back into 007 style.
I feel like that's been the story arc for like 3 of his movies by now.
That's a real problem. Like,
Skyfall, it was all about, oh, can he still be Bond? And this
Yeah.
movie kind of had that element too.
yeah, and the next one is gonna have to have that element based on the ending of Spectre. You know, Casino Royale was electric and exciting and new, and a few of the things that really made it different was they treated his alcoholism very differently. They had him actually fall in love with a Bond girl and then lose that love. And then in Quantum of Solace, the way they made it different was he wasn't trusted by MI6 for a big part of the movie, and they also treated his alcoholism really seriously. And then in Skyfall, he actually lost someone he loved and was also had the alcoholism treated really seriously. And you see where this is getting a little repetitive. In Spectre, they don't have any alcoholism issues, but they do have him actually develop feelings for the Bond girl. They do have MI6 mistrusting him again, and those really begin to stand out now that these movies are supposed to be new and different and exciting and independent from each other, but also a series. They really just need to get their shit together.
They're gonna have to really do something different for the next movie.
They've got every opportunity. Daniel Craig is still the best Bond ever, even though he's old as fuck. Christoph Waltz, if they decide to use him for more than 5 fucking minutes this time,
Yeah.
is an incredible actor. They laid a lot of seeds for some really profound conflict. They've still got Ralph Fiennes. They've still got Ben Whishaw.
I forgot where Ray Fiennes was in this movie, actually. He was only in the movie for about 5 minutes.
Yeah,
I think.
he was in it less than Waltz was.
Yeah. So in the end, would you recommend seeing Spectre in theaters?
If you want to go to theaters at all right now,
I think if you're a big fan, then you might want to go see it. Maybe a matinee. Otherwise, you wouldn't really miss something just renting it or just catching it on HBO.
you wouldn't really miss something just watching Skyfall or Casino Royale. Okay.
Yeah, just watch Casino Royale and Skyfall again. That's a pretty good verdict. So as always, Paul Wedding, Leo Knopp, Open Bar Review, filmed at Riprocks. Cheers.